In this video, we about to do a major transformation, y'all, with the dreads. He's cutting all his dreads off after like a year or 2 years of having dreads, y'all. So let's lock in his HYB. We about to get into it. When cutting off the dreads, you want to make sure, have a client consultation and make sure your client and make sure you know what your client wants. For this particular client, he didn't want it too low like wavelength. So you get it to a point to where you can get a nice length off the hair that's not already matted up. So what I did, he hasn't had a retwist in a while, so that means that his hair at the roots isn't matted up all the way, and it left me about a inches length to work with. So that's what we did, and we continued to cut everything off. Then we picked everything out. Yo, the build up from dreads. I have dreads, but the build up for dreads is disgusting. This is what it looks like, and it just from product and just dreads are just matted up here, and you see everything is kind of like different links and everything. So we gave it a wash. We drying it right now with a towel. I do blow dry it with like medium heat, but I'm just giving them like a little rub down after that, and you can see it's just everything is not the same length. So after this, we do want to cut it down to a designated length, to a true length. And I'm using the blow dryer and my brush. I'm brushing the hair down in the way that it should go because I want that taper to be able to lay down so we can have a nice little foundation so we can get started. And the guard that I chose to go down with was a number 5 guard. It still kept everything kind of thick, but not too, not too low. And he did have a high taper. He wanted to switch with a mid to a mid taper. So to kind of get that, his hair's been gone in those taper spots for a high taper for such a long time that it's kind of low. So I just used that number 5 guard to get it just about the same exact length, so it just don't look like no undercut or no weird type of cut or a disconnected cut. What I mean by disconnected, and right here I'm showing y'all that he has these two light spots in the back of his neck. So I'm gonna start this neck taper, the guideline right above, so everything could look nice, clean, and full, as y'all can see right now. And again, what I mean by disconnected is just like a taper that doesn't successfully blend, seamlessly into the top of the hair. Now right here, we're using our TPOBs. We got the lever all the way open, and we do use a method of down fading. So with this type of clipper, it does have a click lever system. So right here, we're gonna work from that second guideline to that first guideline that we has just set in with our trimmers until all the way closed. All the way open leaves the most amount of hair. All the way open, all the way open leaves the most amount of hair, and all the way closed leaves the least amount of hair. Now we're taking our number 2 guard and kind of just debulking in the area. And don't worry about all the bulk at the top. We're gonna get that out right after. Now, right now, we're going number 2 guard, slowly closing the lever till about halfway into the blend. And now we're going from our 2 guard to our 1.5. And every time we begin with a new numbered guard, we will start with the lever all the way open. And then we're going to slowly work down to the lever all the way closed. And that's when we put on our next smaller guard, because we are working from, a lot of hair to a little amount of hair. So we go from open with the lever to close. And now we are at our number 1 guard, and then we're slowly just repeating these processes all the way open to all the way closed. And then we're gonna finally get to our half guard. The half guard is the smallest guard that you should have in your clipper set. And right here, I do switch between two methods. You can either go all the way closed and notch out that first guideline, or you can go all the way open and continue what we've been doing. That's the guideline right there. But right here, I choose to show y'all the way that I'm telling y'all how to do it. Just giving y'all an alternative route. But right here, we go all the way open, and now we're slowly closing the lever, working down, kind of just playing with that fade, notching at that fade, getting it all blended in. And this right here, especially with this type of hair texture, detailing is everything. With every type of hair texture, detailing is everything. And detailing is literally And this clipper specifically has a slow motor. Slow motors are perfect for detailing. It'll get it down to that right texture, texture that you want. And detailing is basically splitting up all of these pieces that's making dark marks or dark spots in the blend because we want all that gone. And now to continue with that bulk, you can take a number three guard and kind of just lever play. Lever play is opening, closing, just kind of just in detailing, kind of just getting it down packed to a successful blend that you want, a nice gradient blend. But right here, I choose to use my shears, my texturizing shears. If you don't have a pair of texturizing shears, it is good for straight hair and it's good for curly hair to make that blend seamlessly, as y'all can see right here. Really easy, man. Invest in your tools. That's the biggest thing when you want to become a barber, if you're trying to become a barber. But and for the back tip, we just repeat the same exact process. But building clientele base, they love seeing you with new tools. It makes them feel like you care about them. You know, y'all might say I'm wrong, but I have lots of experience. I've made a lot of money while being a barber. Um, and I've managed to gain over 392 clients in a little over a year. So I think I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I think I have good advice to give to y'all people. I wouldn't lead y'all astray. It's not, yeah, I don't sell no ebooks and nothing like that to other barbers. I will though, but it'll be a real genuine ebook, kind of just showing you what I did in my process that helped me become a successful barber. I've been in multiple barbershops. And I'm gonna pause right here. This is another way you can blend the blend into the top of the hair and the top of the curls. I typically like to start off with a three guard, then move down with a two guard, then a half guard. And now you're going with the grain. With the grain is in the same direction that the hair wants to grow. And all you're doing is just kind of just working your way down from a large guard to a small guard. And then you're going to flip the clipper over and then continue with the same exact processes that we just started with. In this process, I flip the clipper over and I start with a number two guard and move down with our fading process. Basically, the same exact thing. Well, it is the same exact thing that we did on our side tapers. But I've been in, a fair share of shops. I've been in the shop. I've been in a salon with me and a salon owner, and then she wound up getting a girl. Um, I've been in. I've had so many opportunities to get shops. Leonard Fournette's dad, the football player, Leonard Fournette's dad wanted to give me a shop. I just didn't think it was the right move for me. So, like, I have a lot of information to share with y'all that can help beginner barbers or barbers that's kind of confused in their career, because barbering is not as easy as what people. It's easy, but it's not as easy because you're not as lucky to get into a shop with, like, I want to say, I don't know, with somebody that's just high skill level, know what they're doing. And right here we're taking the hairline down with a number 1.5. um we're doing a number two guard because his hairline is kind of thin. It's not as full and thick as everybody else's. So we're kind of just taking it down with a two. I typically like to take hairlines down with a 1.5, maybe even a one guard. And then right here's an alcohol process. To get them sharp lines, use alcohol, get a cotton swab or a cotton, any cotton, whatever. I always call it a cotton swab. I don't want to call it that no more. You wipe the designated areas down, you blow dry it on cold air only. And now we're putting our holding spray. And then we put cold air on top of that holding spray again. And this gives it that extra freeze that's going to give us some sharp, crispy lines that you want, that I want, that your clients want, that your son want, whoever you're cutting, they want it. I promise you. And this is our next level lineup process. It's really the same exact thing, but you add a hot towel to begin the lineup process. And then if you just rinse and repeat. It's not required, but it's just nice for a client if you're a barber. Now with this back taper, man, it's looking sharp. This is the process. This is how you get the sharp lineups. Y'all just seen it, and y'all seen the Y'all seeing it in person, right? Well, not in person, but on the whatever you're watching, laptop, right here, right now. So whenever you're going around the area, you want to make sure you use the edge of your trimmers, and it's very good. Like how we're doing the opposite side right here. You want to make them even. You want to make it look how beautiful that table look. I had to pause right quick, but you want to make it as even as symmetrical as possible with both sides. And then right here for the front lineup, I always start with the C cup. This is giving me the best results. First, you make the top part of the C cup, and then you go down to the bottom and then connect the two. And right here, I kind of chose to outline the lineup. This is not the real lineup, but it's just kind of just an outline so I could see and lock in and see exactly what I need to see. Now, right here, I went from the top of one C cup, and I kind of just went all the way to the other side, kind of trying to not move my hand. And this right here makes both C cups even, or it's gonna make it dang near is going to make it as even as possible because we all humans. We don't have that perfect eye for real, but it's going to get it to where it's crazy even. And now right here I'm showing y'all the lineup. I don't preserve lineups. I will push somebody lineup back if it's needed or if it's necessary or professional pushback. See, his lineup is thick, more so thick right there, and he did have a small widow's peak. So we're gonna start in the middle of his eyebrows and push that widow's peak all the way back, bro. And you're gonna see how much this helped. If I would have started way at the bottom of his widow's peak, he would have had two light spots still. And if I were to put enhancements, obviously our client does not need enhancements, as y'all can tell right now. You can tell before the haircut is even done that he don't need no enhancements. I have everything down packed. Everything is crispy. My steps, my processes is fire. Everything is going good. We don't need enhancements, but we're gonna enhance it because it is a YouTube video. And then he would have two light spots after he washes hair, after the enhancements wore off. And we do not want that. We want this cut lasting as long as possible. And we want him to be confident with his lineup, and not have light spots, not have preserved baby hairs line being lined up and then the haircut's done for in 2 days. So we don't do that over here. And right now I'm just going back in, making my micro adjustments, making sure that lineup is straight, like how I pictured it, like how I planned it. Every first go around will not be perfect, y'all. You're gonna make adjustments. You're gonna go back in. Don't be scared when it doesn't come out the first time how you want it to come out. It's okay. Just go back in and do it. And right here, I got a little eyebrow action for y'all. Them two slits that everybody love. This is how I do it. I slant it. I put one on the arc of the eyebrow or the arch of the eyebrow, and then I just go over a little bit before the end of the eyebrow, and then add another one. And right here, we are I typically like to do an enhanced but natural, look. I don't like too much black spray. I'm not gonna lie, especially with you have a light skinned client or you have a lighter client, and they have these dudes that walk around with their whole lineup is just dark black, and then you can clearly tell that they got enhancements. Their whole front line is dark black, and then they're light skinned, and then you can see through the hair like this client. But right here, it was the perfect amount. And so now I go in, I add the pencil. I typically don't like to do the pencil, but I'm starting to use the pencil again. So I kind of started with enhancements, then I stopped using enhancements. So I think that was very good. I learned how to cut like all natural, like crazy good, and now I'm back using all my enhancements again, man, which is wonderful. And I'm trying to get that next level cut that I want, that perfect picture, that signature look that I want. And I feel like I'm getting there slowly over time, and y'all could get that too with a little bit of work. And now we just go back in with the razor. The razor blade just makes everything pop. It stands out, make everything stands out. It blends that pencil in so well, and then it just makes everything sharp. A razor blade is important with dealing with, mature clients that don't want enhancements. More so, mature clients that are high ticket, high value, high paying clients. They don't want enhancements. So if you're ready to step in that field, get more clientele, get more money, then that's what they got. But This cut came out fire. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Make sure y'all follow me. My Instagram is gonna be here. Make sure y'all follow the Instagram. And hopefully y'all love the voiceovers. And yeah. Should I do it on hello, hello, hello. Alright, what's good, y'all? This is the haircut right here. Nice, clean, mid, low tape, mid tape. But it's HYB, y'all. I don't have my mics today, so y'all gotta bear with me. Wait, hold up. Hold up. Alright, this is the end of the cut, y'all. Nice, clean, low taper. I forgot my mics at home, but it's HYB. If you're not here, then goodness know what you're doing. And we out.
Danny, please don't do anything crazy.